I'm going to take your stroke rate. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Seventy, 73. 73. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with that speed. Okay, it's about on the limit of where you'd want to be. The issue is that you're not controlling your stroke and what your hands and arms are doing at that stroke rate. So I think we need to slow you back down to 64, 66 for now. But I'm not proposing putting a stop or a glide in at the front of the stroke. All you do is think about the front of the stroke being very slightly more of a slow motion action. Okay? There. We get away from that press down. Alright? And we just slow that stroke down a little bit so you've got more control over it. The other thing that we need to have a look at here is how you're exiting the water there. If you look at that stroke there, okay, this hand should be pressing right back to about here.
Yeah.
So you're missing a massive amount of propulsion there. That's partly how you're able to swim at the stroke rate that you are swimming at. Okay. See that coming right up there? So from that point there, your elbow is bent, so it's there, and you're just lifting the arm up and not pressing back. Don't want to lock out completely, yeah? But if you think about this here being the edge of the pool at the deep end, right? You're in the water, and I've just asked you to get out of the deep end without using the steps. So you're just going to press yourself up at the side. This is the edge of the pool. Put your hands where you put them. Right, okay, so that's perfect. And now you've already got your elbows up because you know that that's where you've got to press down. Now, are you going to stop that press down there? You're going to press right out, aren't you?
Yeah.
Not on. That's what you do because that's, and you know just from what I'm describing to you there, that's the strongest part of that press, and you're missing it.
Right.
You're wasting it. Okay. So one mindset for you to think of is to make the absolute most out of every bit of every stroke that you've earned and worked for. So every cycle, you want to be thinking about setting that catch up as well as you can and pressing all the way back as far as you can. Yeah? And it's the same on the other arm. You can see that. There you go, look. It's just going up the side, alright? Now, I want to talk about your head position. Okay, in fact, again, let's get this to this front on shot. So if you look at your head position and look at that hand just as it's going to come in, I know for a fact you can't see what that hand's doing.
No, that's right.
Right? So I think we need to lift your head position up a bit. Now that might sink your legs a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I keep it down.
But if we get the breathing controlled, it won't.
Yeah.
Okay? Also, you can see that your whole arm is coming in fairly flat there,
Yeah.
rather than spearing in. So that's going to press your legs down anyway. So if we get that spearing in action more, so that we're spearing, there you go, look, you're coming in flat. And what you should be doing at that point is spearing in and down, and at the limit of rotation, which is just about there, your hands come to the right place. It should have speared into that point. What you've done is press down. Okay. Now what happens in the pool is the body acts like a seesaw. So if we imagine that line's running down your body, and the seesaw, the pivot point of that seesaw is around where the hips are. So if something presses down there, it's going to push this end up, it's going to drop that end.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we need to spear straight down to that point. Probably show this better again on this front on
So
shot.
something actually I was unsure
There,
of,
look.
to be honest.
Okay,
So
you can actually see that your hand's flat there.
yeah.
All right, and then almost straight away we feathered the hand, and we haven't even come halfway back yet. So again, from about here, you're feathering the hand and taking the palm of the hand away from pressing the water back. What you're going to be thinking about doing is right from there is you want to press water back. You only feather off just the very last bit. Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Big press out. And then that arm's quite straight. Okay, so we're rotating really well, possibly even too much on the breathing stroke. Let's get you round. Right, you've stopped rotating there. So that's about the level of the water. Yeah. Straight arm. Straight across your shoulders. If anything, it's gone a little bit negative. So that's a game where we're really not confident with our breathing. You press down like that with a straight arm.
Yeah.
What you should have here is a little bit less rotation. So if we put this point at where your elbow might be, across your shoulder blades, right, so that line I've just drawn there, if we imagine that's my arm,
Yeah.
there it is across your shoulder blades at the back, and then where I've stopped it at the bottom there is where your elbow would be, okay? And then there's your forearm. There, okay? Now put your feet square, that's it. Now just twist at your hips. There's your rotation.
Yep.
Now you're looking very slightly forwards, so forwards in the direction that you'll be swimming, up there,
Yeah.
this way, because that's the bottom of the pool here.
Okay.
Yeah. There, that's that angle, so that is my arm, that's your forearm. Now in that position, we've got the pecs and the upper back muscles and the lats engaged, instead of in that position, just these, which are pretty strong on you,
Yeah.
but they're not as strong as a combination of all those others.
Yeah.
All right? Bigger muscles, more endurance, less likely to injure yourself as well.
Yeah.
All right? I can show you a quick demonstration
Yeah.
of that. So if you just stand square onto me, feet a little bit closer. It's a big lad, isn't it? Right, just put your arm straight out. That one, okay? So this is what you're doing. Right, now just press down reasonably hard, okay? So try and get a gauge on a scale of 1 to 10 how strong that press is, yeah?
Yeah.
Which is 7, 8,
Yeah.
whatever.
Right.
Okay, so stop pressing. Right, now put your feet still. Now rotate. Now get that position there.
Yeah.
Now press down at the same pressure. Immediately I can feel difference.
Yeah.
Alright?
Engaging up here.
Now if we get that up a little bit, don't try not to lift the shoulder. A little bit more rotation, and we've got that catch there. Now you're pulling down that way. Now try it.
Yeah.
Same pressure level, much stronger.
Yeah. You
isn't
can
it?
feel the muscles.
Exactly.
Engaging, yeah.
And that's what you want to be trying to get
Yeah.
engaged when you're actually swimming there. All you can feel in that position is that shoulder loading up, and you're going to get injured
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah. I can imagine.
That left arm, right, which is where I wanted to come on to, because you're single side breathing, you're not rotating as much, all right, as you are on the side that you breathe, and that's normal.
Yeah,
If you're on a breathing cycle, you're always going to rotate more.
If I try and just breathe to that side, I struggle. I can tell because my head naturally comes out the water as easy when I turn to breathe.
Yep. So you can see there, even from that position there, that you're just not quite connecting with the water on that right arm, and you can see how rushed it is. Yeah, you're not giving yourself the time to hook up with the water. So you're not hanging around here. I'll tell you what, you're not an Arnie anyway.
Oh, okay.
Not at all.
Oh, fair enough. Well, am I?
If you look, if you were an Arnie, even at the start your feet wouldn't have been that high.
Right, okay.
Alright? You're a bit of a mixed bag.
Yeah.
There's no real overglide there. What we've got to decide is what the best package is for you to take away to train with. I think that you will be a pretty handy swinger. It's good. That's what you want for open water.
Yeah.
All right, much cleaner stroke. It's that kind of, because you're sweeping round on the breathing side. There you go. Look. On that side, no, you're sweeping round on the left because you're not rotating so much. Your right side, you've got a higher lift, higher elbow lift. Okay, really good hand entry. So you're a bit of a mixed bag. One side of you is heading towards smooth, the other side is heading towards swinger. The swinger side is because you're not, and that's on your non-breathing side, is because you're not breathing to that side, you're not rotating so much. So you may well become smooth. What you want to be able to do, and there's nothing wrong with that, that's good for pool swimming. What you want to be able to adapt to for open water swimming is that swinger style. It's a bit more punchy, it's a bit more aggressive. Yeah? Have you seen the shots of Harry Wiltshire?
Yeah, I've watched him in triathlons on TV, and you can see how one arm's like straight and it swings over.
So there he is, look.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Alright. It's a top swimmer.
So the right arm hardly comes out compared to the other arm.
But the main difference here is underneath the water, it's got a really even. What's happening with both arms underwater is the same.
Yeah.
So the recovery, not so important. He's single side breathing as well. But he's able to manage that stroke rate.
So why does he do it with that one big
It's just the way he is.
Yeah.
Seriously.
And that's every time he breathes, is it? He swings his arm over.
Yep.
Yeah.
What you need to do is develop your own style, but you definitely need to develop some bilateral breathing, all right, and control of the breathing, because otherwise you are just going to end up heading towards an injury, and your stroke underwater is imbalanced because of that single side breathing, which is why we need to get that sorted there a little bit. Big press down on the right arm there, look, every time you breathe. Okay, so that means you're moving the water down, which is lifting your upper body
absolutely.
up.
Yeah, I'm
all
totally
right?
aware of the problem in terms of what you're saying. It's something that I just...
You just need me to show you the way around.
Exactly.
Hand entry is really nice, in line with the shoulders there, look.
Yeah, I've worked on that because that's something I used to do, and that's something that I've been trying to work on.
Yep. Good. Okay, I think what we want to do is stop.